Charity Dingle finds herself trapped in a desperate predicament this week. She must come up with £100,000 for Dr. Todd or risk having a devastating secret exposed that baby Leyla was conceived during a brief fling with Ross Barton. Even though Charity previously assured Chas that she wouldn't go ahead with her plan to rob the depot, Wednesday's episode showed her putting the risky scheme into motion. As events unfolded, Charity became anxious after learning from Kerry that several employees were still working at the depot, despite many having the day off. Trying to stay calm, she quickly invented a reason to get everyone away from work. Claiming the pub was hosting a menu tasting event with complimentary drinks, she encouraged the workers to leave without informing Caleb. However, things didn't go smoothly when Caleb unexpectedly arrived at the Woolpack and found the workforce gathered there. After some persuasion convinced him to stay, Charity handed responsibility over to Marlon and rushed off. Soon after, Chas arrived at the pub and immediately realized what Charity was planning. She followed her to the depot and caught her in the act. There was little time for confrontation, as Noah and Billy soon appeared and sensed something suspicious was happening. Billy wasted no time contacting Caleb. After managing to slip away, Charity was later confronted by Chas at home. Chas revealed that Caleb believed Noah was responsible for the break-in after losing his keys, unaware that Charity had secretly taken them herself. Caleb angrily blamed Noah for the financial loss, insisting that insurance would not cover what appeared to be an inside job. Charity defended herself by saying she had no alternative and couldn't allow Sarah, Jacob, or Mac to suffer from the truth coming out. Chas disagreed, arguing that Charity was really protecting herself and couldn't keep the lie hidden forever. Believing she would finally be safe once Dr. Todd was gone, Charity handed over £30,000 as a first payment and promised the remainder would come after selling the pub to Kim Tate. But Dr. Todd delivered another blow by revealing she already knew Kim had withdrawn from the deal, and she had no intention of extending the deadline. As if her actions weren't already cruel enough, spoilers for next week suggest Dr. Todd is about to take things even further and cross a line nobody expected. Cammie's thoughtful act gives Kane the confidence boost he desperately needs. Since undergoing surgery, Kane has been struggling with several challenges, but one issue has hit his pride particularly hard: losing full control of his bladder. After having his catheter removed, Kane believed he was finally getting back to normal and marked the occasion with drinks at the pub. Unfortunately, he overindulged and stumbled home later that evening. During the journey, he was forced to stop at the roadside to relieve himself and was subsequently arrested for public urination and drunken disorderly behavior. What affected Kane most wasn't the arrest or spending a night behind bars. Instead, it was the embarrassment of losing control of his bladder in front of strangers. The experience left him feeling humiliated and determined to avoid putting himself in a similar position again. As a result, Kane began withdrawing from daily life, preferring to stay at home rather than risk another accident in public. His decision soon started affecting Kyle, who knew his father had been unwell but couldn't understand why Kane no longer wanted to spend time with him. Because Kane kept his struggles hidden, Kyle mistakenly believed his dad simply didn't want him around. A heart-to-heart conversation with Liam eventually encouraged Kane to rethink his outlook. Determined to regain some confidence, he purchased leak-proof underwear and returned to work at the garage. Knowing he had some protection eased his anxiety and made the prospect of another accident feel less frightening. On his first day back, Kane informed Cammie that he intended to take things slowly and focus on catching up with paperwork. What he didn't notice was Cammie quietly creating a small problem under the bonnet of a vehicle so that Kane would have something practical to repair. Later that day, the pair returned home after a successful shift. Cammie enthusiastically told Moira and Mackenzie how productive they had been, while Kane downplayed the achievement in his usual understated fashion. Once Moira and Mackenzie left, Cammie settled beside Kane on the sofa. Although Kane didn't appear thrilled by the company, he allowed it. Deep down, he had realized exactly what Cammy had done with the car. While the method may have been unconventional, Kane understood that Cammy's intentions had come from a good place. The gesture clearly made an impact, and when Kane later admitted that Cammy was a talented mechanic, the younger man's face lit up with pride. Receiving praise from Kane Dingle is no small thing. Their relationship has been evolving in recent weeks. Not long ago, Kane surprised Cammy by helping him secure a place to live after discovering he had been sleeping in a barn. The Dingles rallied around, and Kane eventually offered him a caravan outside Wishingwell to renovate and call his own. Creating extra repair work wasn't exactly a traditional way to help someone recover, but it was very much in keeping with Cammy's personality. As a mechanic himself, Cammy recognized that returning to work could help Kane adjust to life after surgery. While some things have changed, he wanted Kane to remember that many parts of his life remain unchanged. The plan didn't instantly transform their friendship, but it did strengthen the bond growing between them. They may still be very different people, yet Kane and Cammy finally seem to be developing a genuine understanding of one another. Emmerdale stars Lisa Riley and Bradley Johnson have delighted fans with a heartwarming behind-the-scenes photo, arriving amid growing speculation that Johnson could be leaving the ITV soap later this year. Johnson has portrayed Vinnie Dingle since 2019, and recent reports have suggested that Riley is particularly upset by the possibility of his departure. Sharing the photo on Instagram, Riley kept her caption simple, writing, "Me and my boy Bradjake Johnson, gorgeous morning at our Emmerdale village." Although she made no mention of the exit rumours, fans were quick to fill the comments section with concerns about Vinnie's future on the show. One viewer expressed frustration at the reports, saying they would be disappointed if the character was written out. Others urged producers to keep Vinnie in the village, with many pleading for him to stay. So far, Emmerdale has remained silent regarding the speculation, as the programme traditionally avoids commenting on cast contracts or future storylines. During his time on the soap, Vinnie has been at the centre of several emotional storylines. He faced difficult challenges involving his estranged father, with Liv standing by his side before the pair eventually married. Tragically, their happiness was short-lived following Liv's sudden death. Vinnie later tied the knot with Gabby Thomas, but during that period, he began questioning his sexuality and became the victim of an online scammer who attempted to blackmail him. Over time, with support from close friends, including Cammy Hadid, Vinnie found the confidence to embrace his true self and publicly come out. More recently, he has been developing a romantic connection with Ross Barton, with their relationship steadily progressing over the past few months. Considering Vinnie's popularity among viewers and the significant storylines he has been involved in, many fans are questioning whether the character could really be heading for an exit. However, upcoming episodes are expected to introduce fresh tension into his personal life, with a major conflict set to create problems within one of his relationships. Emmerdale is broadcast on ITV1 every weekday at 8 p.m. and is also available to stream on ITVX and YouTube.